And if you are a music teacher or a music studio owner, I need you to pay attention right now. Because if you're looking for ways to create a boost in your income, if you're tired of hearing strategies that don't work for you to find new students and find new clients for your music business, and if you want a done-for-you system that does work right now in this new online marketing environment, then do I have a treat for you. I am so excited to bring to the stage a good friend of mine, Glory St. Germain. She is an international best-selling author. In fact, she has over 50 music theory books, and she also has a collaborative musician series called The Power of Why. She is a TEDx speaker, she's a course creator, and more importantly, she's a music teacher's profitability coach, and she is passionate about helping music teachers and studio owners have more profitability in their businesses, so they can go from that starving artist to successful studio super fast with all of the stuff that she teaches. So welcome to the show, Gloria. I'm so glad to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much, Kimberly. I'm super pumped and so excited to be sharing and networking with you and all the collaborative things that we love doing together. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Of course, I'm Kim. I'm the author of Write and Grow Rich, and I teach people how to use books to increase their income, their influence, and their impact in their businesses. And Glory is right in line with these same values as a multi-published author. She's super passionate about teaching people in the music profession how they can have profitability too. Because I think it's a bunch of baloney wagoni that you can't do what you love and make money at the same time. Wouldn't you agree, Glory?
100%. Absolutely right.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your history and how you kind of came to be doing this work for other musicians.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I think as a music teacher, I realized that there was limitations with how much I could just make per hour. And then as an author, I thought, well, maybe what if I'm teaching music theory, and what if I'm creating music theory group classes? And I did a lot of research on the project, which you and I are going to share today, and realized there's great profitability in teaching music theory groups. And I'm going to be sharing some of those 3 keys with you today. So it definitely took me from that point to the next level financially, and you can be very profitable and have fun. So that's why we're here today.
I love it. And it's exactly what I did to amp up the profitability in my business too, is when I went from one-on-one coaching to coaching in a group format. Yeah. Because not only do you get that synergy of the group, the mastermind, but people that play together, stay together. And I mean, I think it's so true. So I love that you were able to not only, you help more people, but you leverage your own time, and you go from teaching, 10 1-hour classes a week to teaching a 1-hour class to 10 people. Like, how amazing is that if you can create that in your business? And I love that you're showing music teachers how they too can leverage their time and still do what they love, right?
Absolutely. Yep. So much fun.
Awesome. So let's talk about your 3 keys to studio, 3 keys to studio profitability for music teachers and studio owners. What is key number 1?
Key number 1 is create and commit. So when you are jumping into, increasing the profitability in your business, you need to plan your Ultimate Music Theory Club classes, teach your Music Theory Club classes. And the big thing here, Kimberly, is to market your Music Theory Club classes. And let's face it, as you said earlier, we are qualified music educators, but we didn't go to school to study marketing. So that's a whole nother game plan. But the results is this. When you create and commit to teaching Music Theory Club classes, that equals studio profitability, bar none. And I'm so excited to be sharing that with everyone.
Right. And I bet you that people struggle sometimes too on even the planning phase, like what to teach, how to teach it. And of course, how do you then let people know that you've got these classes available to take? So I love that you're doing that. I mean, I feel like it's the most foundational piece to be able to create a profitable business in any industry, but especially in the music industry.
Absolutely. And I think too, a part of that, when you're planning your classes, you have to know, what are you passionate about? Are you passionate about teaching young children? Are you passionate about teaching teenagers? Do you want to work with adults? So there's a big component to say, what's your avatar? What's your passion? And then create and commit to teaching what you're passionate about teaching. while you're making more money. So it's a win-win-win for everyone.
So if you're taking notes and listening, folks, step number one or key number one to having a profitable studio business is to create and commit. So tell me then, what is step number two or key number two?
Key number two is decide and discover. You need to decide and discover what are the strategies that you're going to use within teaching your theory club classes. You need to put the systems in place so that you're going to be successful in teaching classes. And finally, you need to decide, what themes are you going to do when you're teaching? Do you want to do a theme that, well, we're coming up to summer, so do you want to do a camp theme, music theory club camp? Do you want to do a camp on composing? Do you want to do a camp on how to prepare for exams? So there's lots and lots of ideas in how can we teach and enrich the lives of our students, and how do we really teach theory with confidence? And that's a big thing for me. It's why I started on my path to writing my music theory books. I wasn't really confident. So how can we build confidence in ourselves as educators, and then how can we help our students learn faster? So that's where you decide and discover your strategies and your systems and your themes for teaching theory with confidence, and equals profitability.
I love that. Strategies and systems. Systems is probably my weakest area. And I imagine in the creative space, that is even a bigger challenge for people in the music and creative space. So I can totally feel, and I know that I'm putting all of my systems in place right now to be able to scale. So as you become more profitable, you need to have better and more powerful systems.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that idea of themes. I mean, I in the finance industry, I always remember, because November was Financial Literacy Month, and I was always trying to come up with creative themes for teaching financial education, like, saving for couples in February and all that kind of stuff. So I love that you encourage people to use that, right? Seasonality definitely
absolutely
makes your marketing easier, that you figured out in step one, right?
It is. And, I'm so glad that you said that, Kimberly, because when you think about doing themes, and this is a business booster, workshop, that when you think about doing themes, you can quickly get a boost in your income by simply saying, you know what, I'm just going to do a 6-week camp here. Boom. I've got the theme. I've got the idea. I've got the strategies and systems in place. I can generate some great cash flow into my business in just doing a 6-week little theory club camp. And who doesn't want to go to camp? I do, it's fun.
I loved summer camp when I was a kid. So for sure, I totally can see how this would work in the music industry, but not only even in the music industry. If you're not in the music industry, these tips are great for any kind of business, I think. So thanks, Mary. I love that. So that's a perfect segue then into what is key number 3.
Key number 3, and I think this is a very important key, and I'm so happy to be sharing this with you, Kimberly, and that is to engage and educate. We need to engage and educate in the VAC modalities. And VAC is visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. And as you said earlier, Kimberly, is that, you should be writing these things down. When we write things down, we retain 30 to 40% more than just through watching and listening. And as an educator, you need to teach in all 3 modalities, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. So you need to write things down. The next thing in engage and educate is the cooperative learning theory. And you actually develop in 5 dimensions as you teach in groups. And what you just said about coaching, it's why we develop in 5 dimensions through the cooperative learning theory when we coach in small groups or when we teach in small groups. And finally is gamification. When you have fun, that's when you really, it's the sticky factor. It's why students continue to stick around with you. And when you're thinking about gamification is game activities that are processes and elements for problem solving. And that's how your students learn faster, because they love what they're learning. They're having fun, and it's problem solving elements in gamification. And that equals rapport building techniques and the sticky factor of why your students don't leave, but rather they bring their friends and say, can I sign up with you because you're so much fun and I'm learning everything and I'm feeling fantastic. So that's a lot of fun.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's totally, and it's you get repeat business because your students keep wanting to come back, and it's so much easier to keep students engaged and keep them within your business than go and find new ones all the time, right?
All the time. 100%. You nailed it. Yep. Always.
Yep. I love it. And I mean, look at that whole concept of VAC, what you just said. I mean, we're doing it right now. We've got the visual of the video, we've got the auditory, people can be listening, and we're putting bullet points on the screen, which is the writing it down with the
write it down. Yes.
So people learn in multiple different ways. So you need to also teach in multiple different ways so that people can learn in the style that they're accustomed to learning in, or that they thrive learning in the best. So I love that. So I know this was just like a quick little hit of like 3 tips, but let's review the 3 tips. So if you're trying to create profitability in your studio, Glory's 3 keys. 1 is to create and commit. 2 is to decide and discover. And 3 is to educate and engage, or vice versa. And I mean, we just went through this pretty fast, like a fire hose in 10 minutes. But if you want to learn more about how you can bring these 3 keys into your business to create better profitability, Glory, what could somebody do to learn more and get more?
Absolutely. I am hosting a live 3 Keys to Studio Profitability Masterclass. They can get registered right now. It's 90 minutes. And I have also created a workbook for you. So I've got a couple of presents there. You can simply go to teachmusictheory.com. Get registered now. I've got some pre-training as well. It's free. So you don't want to miss this. Show up live. It's going to be an absolute blast. We'll be live for 90 minutes. We've got some Q&A time. So any questions that you have, and let's get you there. You can just jump in and get started right now. So teachmusictheory.com for registration.
And share this valuable information with them so they can enjoy a more profitable business. Glory, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
An absolute treasure. I am inspired by what you've done in your business, and I love it. It's amazing.
You got some love here for sure.
Totally. And for everyone else, please go out in the world, create that income, that influence, and that impact that you were born to do. And until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and stay positive.
Thank you. Teach with passion. Bye.